Place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dori Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the FXBG Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I have a special guest joining me today. We've got Tawana James. She is the founder and program director of Black Fredericksburg Radio. Tawana, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Dori. It's so great to be here.
Well, I am really excited for this. I'm excited to learn more about you and about Fredericksburg Black Radio. So for those who aren't familiar, share with us a little bit about Fredericksburg Black Radio.
Well, it's Black Fredericksburg Radio, and we are about a little over a year old. I am a hairstylist, and my clients used to come in getting their hair done for all types of events around the area. And I'd always ask, how did you hear about this thing? Or how did you know about this thing? Why don't I know about it? And they were like, well, you got to follow this person on that page or this person on this Instagram or Facebook, or it was just too many. And I just thought there should be a hub where we can get all of this information about all of these events in one place. And initially, it started out as the concept of just having a community calendar of events that, you know, my clientele would be interested in going to. And then it just grew from there, and it became Black Fredericksburg Radio. I'm a hairstylist full-time still in the same space, just 2 doors now. I actually have a client coming in very soon, and I just kind of bop in between the rooms all day, giving people information about what's going on in the community.
Amazing.
Much like you, Dori.
Yes. Well, I'm amazed that you are working full-time and doing this. This is not just a side project. This is a mission. This is something that has turned into something much more than, like you said, just events. So absolutely. I would love to learn about you and your background, and I want to learn your experience, because this isn't just something anyone just picks up lightly and just says, yeah, I'm just gonna start a radio show, or it's a whole platform.
I take the bull by the horns. I try not to overthink things, although I do. If I thought about it too much, I likely wouldn't do a lot of things, right? But my background is in broadcasting. I started out in radio as a child, actually. I was a cub reporter for WKYS in DC. I had a speech impediment, and I had to learn how to read without stuttering. So I recorded a lot of cassettes. And one day I heard on the radio, they said, if you have cassettes, send them in. Well, I had a whole box, and I sent the whole box. They were like, who is this kid? And so they hired me to be a cub reporter on a show years ago. It was the All the Way radio program for kids. And I stayed in that program well into high school, and subsequently went to college and the military as a broadcaster. And I stayed in broadcasting for 20 years. And then I became a mom and decided to leave it all and be at home with my kids. And I stayed home with them for 10 years. But in that time, I started a hair business, and I'm still doing that business. Crochet Braids by Tawana is my other business. I've been in business for 15 years as a hairstylist. 13 of those years have been in Fredericksburg. Years ago, we moved here. I was married, and my now ex-husband, his job brought us here, and I stayed here. And it's been quite a journey here in Fredericksburg. I love it here.
Amazing. Well, thank you for bringing something like this to Fredericksburg. We were talking a little bit before we hit record about how, Richmond has all these great things and DC has all these great things. And it's really cool to see Fredericksburg evolving and becoming our own and standing on our own legs. So I love that you're here.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on here. When people say that there aren't things to do in Fredericksburg, I'm like, where have you been? Check out our calendar. And honestly, you don't think about it until you see it all listed. It's just like one thing after the next. Every weekend, there's something exciting going on in Fredericksburg. And there's an entire community of people who don't get the highlight that I think they deserve. And it's everything from church organizations to Greek organizations, civic organizations, doing things on behalf of the community, but also to celebrate our culture and our presence here in this area.
I love that. We are of like mind, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So talk to me about your programming. So you do interviews, you share events. Talk to me about all of the platform as a whole, everything that you offer.
Well, we are a 24-hour internet platform. So we don't just do a podcast here or there. We are on the air 24 hours. A lot of it is music, but we are celebrating our culture, our richness here in this area. So we start off in the morning, every morning with gospel music. We start our day with gospel, giving praise to the Most High. And as a part of that gospel music in that programming, we have Pastor Curtis Edmonds, who comes on with Fuel for the Soul, giving you some spiritual vitamins for the day to go about your day. We also have 1 Minute for God with Brother Rico, encouraging the community to keep a close relationship with God. And then we go into the mid mornings. We play jazz, hip hop, R&B, soul music. Again, this is a celebration of our rich and diverse culture in the Black community. We have Miss Wanda Grayson who comes on, and she has a vignette called Before the Crisis, where she's encouraging people to prepare themselves for life's unexpected medical expenses. She had a situation with her mom who is now passed, but she was sent home from the hospital with an open wound, and they didn't even give her care instructions. And these are the type of things that can really affect your life and your lifestyle if you're a caregiver. So she talks about that on Before the Crisis. And coming back next week for her third season is Coach T. I'm sure you're familiar with Coach T. She is a business motivator, and she has a segment on our station called The Inner CEO. And that'll come back next week. We also have Walking in Victory with Marcia T. Leftwich. She also encourages people. It's all about encouraging people. People are going through hard times right now, and we all need some encouragement. So we have that all throughout the day with different vignettes, all people who are local to the area. We have Did You Know with Jarvis Bailey. Jarvis Bailey is a pillar of the community. He's an educator in Stafford County, and he's also a local pastor. And he really focuses on little known Black history facts about this area, about the entire PD 16. There's a lot of things that I didn't know. There are streets and buildings named after people that we don't want to be forgotten. So we bring them up in Did You Know? So, and we have several podcasts as well. I host a community conversations podcast that airs every week. And I interview, much like you, Dora, I interview local people in the community, everyone from business owners to people who are in Greek organizations and civic organizations that are doing things on behalf of the community. And we have some new podcasts that are going to be coming up as well. So there's a lot that goes on. We have Showcase Radio. They feature local music artists. They actually do a lot of open mics around the area. And so we, decided to bring them in and have them do some of that right here in our studio at Black Fredericksburg Radio. It's just a cultural celebration here every day. It's Juneteenth this week. So we call it Juneteenth here every week. We're always highlighting and celebrating what those are, doing in the Black community here in this area.
I love that so much. I did not realize you were 24 hours a day. So that's a huge undertaking. So yes. I imagine that is very challenging. Is there a call out to the community? Do you need, volunteers, or talk to me a little bit about how the community can rally behind you?
Oh, well, definitely tune in. Anytime throughout the day. Like I said, we play a plethora of music, everything from gospel in the mornings to jazz. On Friday nights, we play a mix of hip hop music. You get off work, you just got paid, you want to, be a little hype for the weekend. On Saturdays, while you're cleaning your house, we're playing some old school R&B from the 80s. And, Wednesdays, we also have Hump Day Throwback Wednesday. So it's a lot of music, but you'll hear our local voices in between. And we're hoping one day to get to a live full-time broadcast. So it's just a fun project with people who are volunteers right now. So we are always looking for people who want to volunteer and be a part of what we're doing. We're looking for people who do production, because that's one thing that I did not think about when I jumped into this. Everybody doesn't know how to use the equipment. So we teach our people how to use it, and then we welcome them to broadcast on our internet station. So we're hoping that it progresses and grows into more. And we just applied for our 5013C, so we could definitely use some donations to help keep things going, because everything costs. It costs to have studio time. It costs to have equipment. So we can always use the community support in that regard.
Yeah. Do you find that there are any myths or misconceptions about what you do?
I think people think it's just for Black people. And my answer to that is, Mexican restaurants aren't just for Mexican people. And on
Mm-hmm.
Cinco de Mayo, you don't want Taco Bell. You want the authentic Mexican restaurant, the authentic Mexican experience. So I tell
Mm-hmm.
people, if you want to hear the authentic experience of the Black community here in this area, tune into us. We are relatively new, but we are becoming a voice, and we want to highlight the things and the people are doing in this area that often go unnoticed. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you really want to have the authentic experience, tune into our station. It's not just for Black people, but it is in the interest of what we do here.
Yeah, amazing. I love the analogy. I
Thank
love the
you.
analogy. And you're doing so much good for the community. I imagine you just fly out of bed each morning with, so much pride. It seems, so rewarding.
Honey, I am tired. I'm not even gonna, I am exhausted. I'm also a mom. I'm a divorced mom. I have two now who are out of high school. One who's already graduated college and one that's soon going to graduate high school. So it's quite busy. And my hair
Hmm.
clients, they keep me busy. I'm doing hair at least 12 hours a day. So sometime in between, I manage to come in this room and squeeze in an interview or two. So
Hmm.
it's a lot, but I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is something that you wish the listeners knew about Black Fredericksburg Radio?
That we are a hub. We are a hub for culture and creativity. We are doing storytelling. We're telling people about our experience in the world. And I think everyone should be afforded that opportunity, no matter who you are or where you are. You should be afforded the opportunity to tell your story in your narrative. And that's what we're
Hmm.
doing here. We're celebrating culture and community every day.
I love it. I love it. And if the listeners want to listen in, where can they find you?
They can find us at BLKFXBGradio.com, BLK for Black, FXBG for Fredericksburg, BLKFXBGradio.com. We also have a downloadable app directly through our website. We're not on the Google Play Store. It's a free app that we have directly on our website. And you can find us on social media as well. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram under BLKFXBG Radio.
Amazing. Tawana, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today and sharing Black Fredericksburg Radio with us.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to having you on our broadcast as well, Dori. So come on by.
I can't wait. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com.